You ever been having sex with someone and they just stare down at you with nothing on their face? It's just this totally relaxed thing where they're not doing anything with their face at all, and everything going on with them is just in their eyes. You can see the wonder and appreciation and just wild fucking lust and rage or whatever all in their eyes. But then they kind of laugh it off or maybe go back to hiding their face in your neck or something. That tiny moment. People never show you more than a second of that totally transparent vulnerability. But something does. I know it. I saw it just 2 nights ago. The dogs were running around, acting a fool, making all this noise out in the middle of the night, and Dale didn't get up. He didn't even wake up. I tuckered him out so much. So I was walking out there, and suddenly the dogs just stopped. And I got all concerned because of the quiet, so I kind of creep around the silo in my little nightie because I wasn't putting on nothing else in this wet August heat. And this figure, this real person looking figure is kneeling in the grass with Wagon and Queenie, and they're both belly up. And the figure, she looked like a she. She had this long, dark hair, was giving them scratches and head pets with 4 of her hands. And then the other 2 hands kind of moved her hair over, and she was glowing from the inside. She glowed a kind of dim purple in the moonlight. She had 3 breasts that had these dark purple stretch marks, like what I had when I was pregnant with my son Ryder. And she turned to face me a bit more, and I saw her belly where the glow was coming from, and I just breathed out too loudly, and she looked at me. Not startled, like she didn't know I was there, but like she was waiting for me to make my presence known to her. And she just looked at me in that completely open way. And I looked back at her. I couldn't look at anything else. I wasn't afraid either. I was just looking. She was beautiful, really. I knelt down in the grass with her. I knelt so close, we were almost touching. And she never looked away. In the morning, when I woke up, I was all wet and dewed over, and Wagon and Queenie were laying in the grass where she was in the night, and the grass was all overgrown and mutated. Like how sometimes you pull a carrot out of the ground and there's 2 carrots in one. All the clovers had 6 or 7 leaves, and the little white flowers you'd see around had 4 or 5 bulbs coming out of every stem. I sat up and noticed one right near my foot. My own flower. And then I thought, I ought to check on Ryder. I've been out the whole night. Just as I was walking in, he was opening his little eyes, and he just looked at me like he was waiting for me. And I took him up into my arms, and I walked to me and Dale's room to lay with the 2 of them like we do sometimes, but I just couldn't walk in. I was looking at Dale from the doorway, just lying there, and I turned right around and walked straight out of the house. I was a ways away before I heard Dale call for me, and I turned around, and just for a second I saw his face, not doing anything, just looking out at me. And I looked back, and I waited, I did, but he turned away, and I kept walking.